Meet Abdullahi Arishetu, a 45-year-old mother recently diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. It all began with what she thought was a harmless boil on her chest. Together with her husband, she turned to traditional remedies. But as the swelling worsened, they finally sought medical help, only to receive the devastating diagnosis.
It started for over a year and was not hurting me. It formed a ball on my chest. I think it started hurting during the last Ramadan, and when I informed my husband, he initially advised against going to the hospital because he believes they may end up injecting me. We went to a traditional healer and he gave us herbs. We used it, but it didn't work and rather escalated before we went to the hospital. I was eventually diagnosed with breast cancer.
As she now fights for her life, she also serves as the caregiver for her 13-year-old son, Abdullahi Yahaya, who was born with spinal bifida. When a serious illness and disability intersects in a family, the result is often complex and relentless struggle, emotional, physical, and financial. For one mother battling with breast cancer had to take care or cater for a physically challenged son. Each day becomes a dedicated balancing act of survival, support, and sacrifice. Every day is a balancing act between chemotherapy appointments and caring for her son, who depends on her for everything from eating to physical therapy. Despite the physical and emotional toll, Arishetu remains hopeful, not just for her recovery, but for her son's future.
He was 17 months when he got hit by the disease. We were harvesting granules when it happened. It started as a severe fever and finally weakened him. When it happened, he could not do anything by himself. We took him to several hospitals and finally resorted to herbal treatment. However, due to financial constraints, we couldn't continue the treatment, so we need help.
She appeals for financial support to continue her treatment and for assistance to keep her son in school. A tricycle, she says, will greatly ease his transportation challenges.
As for me, I need financial support to cater for my medical expenses. I spend a lot in purchasing medicine and transportation. And as for my son, we want him to be in school, but like I said, due to financial constraints, he is just in the house. We need support to take him to school. And also, if we get tricycle, at least, it will help ease his transportation challenges.
Ayo belum jara?
Ya, tia.
Cuma. Ne ya puluh.
Tia.
Na ti. Ne ya puluh ya.
Tia.
Antu karam ABCD. To karam kan wo.
B.
A B.
J. Yeah.
At the Tamale Teaching Hospital, an oncologist and the head of the cancer unit, Dr. Abdul-Rashid Timtoni Idrisu said, treatment of the stage 3 and stage 4 breast cancer requires a lot of finance and urged the public to support people with breast cancer.
Breast cancer is a very serious problem, especially within the northern part of Ghana. Why? Because there's a lot of poverty here, and breast cancer requires finances to be able to properly treat it. The unfortunate thing is that we have a lot of people or women coming in stage 3 and stage 4 diseases. And when it reaches this point, especially at stage 3, you need to undergo the 3 main modalities of cancer treatment, which includes chemotherapy, followed by surgery, and then possibly radiotherapy. So all this that I've mentioned requires a lot of finances and support so that the patient can comfortably go through this process. The chemotherapy aspect has to do with really giving the woman systemic treatment. And this systemic treatment has a lot of side effects that can tone down the woman physically. So not only financial support, you can also give emotional and psychological support, especially at home.
In a world often divided by differences, stories like Arushetu's reminds us of what truly matters: resilience, love, and the strength of community. Behind every illness is a family fighting to stay strong. Our thoughts are with Abdullahi Arushetu and her son Gafaru as they continue their journey of hope and healing. For ZA TV, Abdul-Wahab Yumza reporting.